to give a little bit more background on all these things, I guess you can call it a spiritual path, I guess, I mean, it started off with a lot of things. Like, a lot of things, if I go back and think about it and, like, look into everything that's happened, I can definitely say that a lot of things had been leading up to it, and that's just my soul trying to get in and get my attention and, basically to wake me up. But I guess I got to start somewhere, so I'll start with reading the books, different books and different spiritual things. And okay, so the first book that I started off with was What Happens When You Die by Echo Bodine. This book was really awesome. Like, she basically talks about the dying process and, what happens. And, it's interesting to me because the first thing you think about when you think of the spiritual realm is death, which, is going to happen to all of us. And a lot of people look at it in a bad light, like it's something bad or it's something to be feared. And, a lot of people don't believe, life after death. Let me know in the comments if you believe, in life after death, or what you believe happens when we die. But so the book was basically about the different processes in dying, and it had a lot to do with the psychic abilities and just, the spiritual realm. So once I read that, I, got into the whole thing and started looking for different books, because that really got my attention. Like, well, this person, because Echo Bodine is actually a psychic, what you want to call psychic. But I hate the word psychic because of the bad light that some people give it. But anyway, so she reads people, she sees spirits, or whatever you want to call it. But she talked about her life and how she helped a lot of spirits get to the other side, and the fact that she's gone through a lot of things in her life that leads her to believe a certain way. So, and it's not to say that I believe exactly what she says, or for me right now it's a search, because the one thing that I don't want to do is let somebody else define what I believe. I'm defining what I believe in this journey. So, going back to the book, I read that, then I started reading this other book that really got my mind interested, and it's called Conversations with God by Neil Donald Walsh. That's a really good one. It's actually a 3-book series, and it talks about, basically it is what the title is. It's Conversations with God. Now, whether you believe that he was actually talking to God, that's up to you, but that is a amazing book. And whether or not you believe that he was actually talking to God or God was actually talking to him, whether or not you believe that, the ideas in the book are amazing. Like, you think this stuff should be common sense, but it's not. It definitely gives you something to think about and something to ponder, and makes you go find your own beliefs. Because to be honest, all these beliefs that a lot of people believe in were passed down to them from families, and so I've never been that type of person to have somebody tell me how things should be, or how things are. I like to say I like to find out for myself, but yeah, you can't put that to every situation. Let's just say that. But I guess I can end there, and tell me what you think in the comments. Leave me a comment. Have you dealt with any spiritual events, or what do you believe? I'm trying to get to a different conscience level. I want to see who's right along with me.